back. A UN-backed monitor is warning that the worst-case scenario of famine is now playing out in Gaza. In a new alert this morning, the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or IPC, said the latest data suggests that famine thresholds have been reached for food consumption in most of the enclave, and that mounting evidence shows widespread starvation, malnutrition, and disease are driving a rise in hunger-related deaths. Now, it's important to note that this IPC alert does not formally classify Gaza as being in famine and comes after Israel announced a series of measures to get more aid into the enclave, including daily pauses in fighting in some areas, as well as airdrops. For more on the situation inside Gaza, I want to bring in Hani Almadhoun. He is a Senior Director of Philanthropy at the UN Relief and Works Agency, USA. Thanks for joining us this morning. I just want to get your assessment of this new alert by the IPC, considering it doesn't factor into the past week or so of new developments.
Thank you for having me. Obviously, we're concerned about the starvation in Gaza at this moment. The Palestinians are being starved. This is not a natural disaster situation. This is a political calculation by the Israeli government to starve the Palestinians. And we are excited to hear about the news about aid being allowed into Gaza. But remember, the Palestinians cannot eat announcements. We need to go back to 500 to 600 trucks of aid. So far, this has not happened. This is daily 500 aid trucks have not been allowed. Maybe there is a couple of trucks here and there, maybe some dramatic footage from airdrops. These are nice and feel good, but the reality is you need the aid to flow in through the crossings. And so far, Israel has not allowed the largest humanitarian actor inside Gaza to deliver aid, which is UNRWA.
Now, let's put everything into a bit more context. Last year, Israel voted to ban UNRWA, your organization, following allegations, I should say, that some staff were involved in the October 7th attacks. What impact did that ban have, and how do you respond to those allegations?
We, on behalf of my organization, UNRWA USA, we have been waiting, and the world has been waiting for evidence. Not a shred of evidence has been provided by the Israeli army to back up these allegations, and oftentimes allegations by the IDF are treated as evidence. I assure you, since these news came up on the allegations, there is no evidence. There's two UN investigations have cleared UNRWA, not one, two independent UN investigations. Sadly, this is a political calculation because UNRWA is the custodian of the Palestine refugees for the last 77 years. That's why the designation UNRWA remains on the ground. I want to assure your community that UNRWA remains on the ground responding. It's the largest humanitarian actor inside Gaza. When you do not work with UNRWA and other UN NGO, other UN organizations, you end up with gimmicky solutions like the US peer. It wasted a lot of money. Remember that. Now the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, where they're shooting Palestinians, more than 1,000 Palestinians killed at those 8 sites, guarded by private American mercenaries. And why? Because UNRWA is a very cost-effective solution, but sadly, we continue to see Palestinians being starved and the weaponization of aid.
And Hani, we know that this conflict is very personal for you as well. You have family in Gaza as we speak. What are they telling you about the situation, and what is life like for them?
Yeah, my family runs the Gaza Soup Kitchen in Gaza, and they provide hot meals for community. That's how our family came together during this nightmare. It is a difficult time. The prices of food are still expensive. 1 kilo of flour is $30. You and I pay around $1.50 here in the US, and Gaza is in no shape or form to pay this much money. We see kids with twigs for arms. We see kids whose faces look very sickly. We document these at our Instagram at the Gaza Soup Kitchen. But at the end of the day, we need this to stop. This is a large scale, and the only way to do a large scale response is through UNRWA and other UN agencies. I hope this ends, but this is a real situation. This is not an AI. We know there is 100 Palestinians who perished. 80% of those are children because of the starvation, and that needs to stop.
We know the world wants the suffering to end. Hani Almadhoun, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.